You're listening to Combat Radio with Ethan Dettenmaier, right here on LA Talk Radio.
We are at PopCon LA, and I'm just going to repeat what I said earlier on. We have two absolute goddesses, iconic female figures of the sci-fi
You stole
world.
that line from me. I
Give
said
him the $20
that. I said that a few
back.
minutes ago about you guys.
No. You know, I've spent enough time in this mad business myself, 30-odd years in this crazy business, on stage, film, and everything, authoring books. And it's great when you get this mixture of talents.
Yeah, take his word
Come
for
on
it. We're
now,
hot.
Claudia Christian. There we
Really
go.
hot.
Claudia Christian and Patricia Tallman, right here at the Combat Radio
That's
desk
right.
at
We're
LA
right here.
PopCon, and we're right here.
We're
Good
live.
morning, girls. How
We're
you
actually
doing?
sitting on his
How
lap.
you
It's
doing?
really comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah, you can sit on my lap. I don't mind. I'm easy going like
that
that.
your
you know.
microphone?
It's a way of
Yeah.
showing. Whoa, steady.
Steady.
Or are you just happy to
Steady.
see me? Is that your microphone, or are you just pleased to see me?
Damn, I did. What I would give for a rim shot right now.
A what shot?
Can edit
Oh,
it.
sorry.
We can do a little audio edit in for you.
Steady on.
From the beginning.
From the beginning, but that's the
I
best way.
think
And just so you know,
start over.
just no. You can say what you
Claudia.
like on here. We
I'm
were
Pat.
hello,
It's the
Pat.
Claudia and Pat show.
It's a Claudia and Pat show. This is not a bad idea. You can say what you like. I don't swear. I'm not like that normally.
No,
He
we
swears all
don't
the time,
swear.
Ethan, because he's just that kind
I've
of
been
guy.
trying not to. I've been trying to work out of that habit.
Just
But you
don't.
do
There's been some negative commentary on my sailor
One of my
ethics.
claims to fame
dear.
in the last Transformers film as Jetfire, I managed to get the word bollocks into the Transformers.
Bollocks is
Is that really a
I'm
swear
very
word,
proud
though?
of that.
Not in
Yes.
America.
Is that even part of the
No, they
English
didn't
language?
understand
No,
what
it
it meant.
means
That's why I got
balls.
away
No.
with it. Everybody
Yeah.
said, "What does that mean?" I said,
Wanker.
"Wanker." I tried wanker. They
You're a
wouldn't-
wanker.
They wouldn't have wanker. And the bizarre thing is absolutely true. When we revoiced it for American television, they said we've now worked out what bollocks means, so we have to you're gonna have to come in and revoice it.
Testicles.
No, I said cobblers.
Cobblers.
And they went, "What's cobblers?" And I said, "Oh, it's my mum would say it," which she would. God rest her soul. And they said, "Oh, that's all right. We'll use that." So instead of using bollocks, they used the word cobblers.
Do you
Ah,
do any?
sorry.
Do you do any Cockney slang like apples and pears, stairs, slabs of meat, feet?
Well, the funny thing was that particular character, Jetfire, is actually. Do you ever know of an actor called Ray Winston?
Of course,
Of
I know.
course.
Ray.
He's a very, very close friend of mine. We've been friends for 30 years. We did
Wow.
a TV show called Robin of Shame for
You
3
pay
years.
him?
Do I what?
Pay him? Yeah.
For what?
To be your friend.
No,
Oh.
no. Funny enough, we've
So it's
dragged
real
each other
friendship.
out of bars and things over the
We
last
just
30 years.
learned something new about Claudia.
And so, yes,
Tell me about the friends you pay.
yes.
Oh,
yes.
really?
All paid in
I
review.
don't have to pay them. I just cook for them. I bribe them.
That's true.
This is very cool.
World-renowned
We'd
cook.
probably be
So
your
anyway,
friends
I
for
do
some
this-
cooking.
do this
Yeah, I'm
voice
huge in
the film.
Bangladesh. I can't even walk down the street.
In
I'm
Bangladesh?
telling you. Oh, massive in Jakarta, Bangladesh. I mean, I'm massive. It's like Elvis is coming.
People flock
Seriously.
flock to
No,
you.
they
Is that
fall
what-
over.
There's a
just
lot of
fall over.
flocking, as I
A lot of flocking, a lot of falling.
a lot of worshipping sort of going
Yeah.
on. No, it's good, it's nice. So anyway, to get back to the story where Ray Winston, so I do this
Yeah.
character, and he talks like that. Behold the glory of the Jetfire. I'm a mercenary doombringer. And we were starting, and Michael Bay, the director, was like, "You do this better. Just say it. Just make it up." So I made up quite a lot of the dialogue, and I was just throwing things in. Oh bollocks! Oh, wanker. Right, and Ray called me up. He went, "Marky, you cheeky bastard! I've been everything. I've been Beowulf, and I've been, a gangster, and now I'm a fucking alien robot. Turns into a jet." So yes. No, you can throw these things in. We did.
You just swore.
I do. We can do on here, but
Put a
You
dollar
can?
in the swear
I
jar.
had to put a dollar in the swear jar.
Oh, Pat loves to swear.
So
let's
anyway,
get
come
her
on now.
going.
You're here. You're at PopCon.
I do.
Pat, we were talking about you've
Pat
got.
came and swore at us during our last interview.
Yes.
I did.
Really?
I
Yeah,
did.
that's
Through the
why we
curtain.
invited you, because we thought you might be fun to invite in. You could come and swear us again.
We like that.
That was Oscar-winning Joe Visconti. If you don't know who it was,
No,
who
I do.
was-
That's
he
why I
got
interrupted?
an Oscar for Independence Day special effects guy. Worked on all the Star Wars films.
Pat
So
and
you
I have won
kinda
lots of Oscars. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
really big.
You
I've got a
Fine.
question for you, actually.
Yeah.
I see this Babylon Confidential.
Yes, sir. It's coming out November 6th. Ben Bella.
Yay.
What's the what can you tell us about this?
It's a memoir with a twist.
A twist.
I like
Twisted.
the sound of
It's a
that.
scientific twist. It's about the Sinclair method, which is a 80% successful treatment for alcoholism.
Really? Were you battling alcoholism?
I was a binge drinker, baby.
Yeah?
I was, for.
And are you sober now, or so? We
I'm on
shouldn't
the Sinclair method for 4 years.
Yeah. So I guess
Yeah.
we're not going to be extending you our Trader Vic's
No,
evening.
all you do is take
invite.
a pill an hour before
Extend
you.
that to me.
We'll be there at 7
Take
o'clock.
a pill an hour before you drink. You can drink it for the rest of your life. You just take a pill, an opiate blocker called naltrexone. So
You're
yeah, you
gonna
can
be
invite
a
me.
billionaire.
I know.
You are going to be.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
I wouldn't even tell anyone about that.
Well, everybody has to know about it because we need to get. It costs $360 billion a year. 65,000 people die every year from alcoholism just in America.
But what does the pill do? Just explain to me again. I'm curious now.
Okay, you take naltrexone is an opiate blocker. So what it does is it for any kind of compulsive behavior, pornography for you, gambling.
Now, see, now I wish I was
you know I
filming
was
so that you could.
I
Did you know I'm not the compulsive gambler?
because you're a porn addict.
For those people listening, for those people listening at home and not actually sitting at the
I'm
table.
psychic.
Yeah, for those listening at home, not
Yes.
actually sitting at the table, I'd like it on the record that
Yes.
Ethan was pointed to.
Ethan was pointed to
as-
for the pornography, yes.
and it was Mark Ryan for the
yes,
gambling.
Yes, for the gambling.
And nothing for me. I have no.
Well, what didn't get to opiate addiction yet, and I haven't gotten to any of the heroin or anything like that.
And scene.
And scene. And cut. Anyway, they're coming out with a nasal spray for compulsive eaters as well. They have Dr. Sinclair is an American doctor that went to Finland in the 60s because they had addicted rats. They had alcoholic rats. Don't make any jokes. This is true stuff. And he found a way to reprogram the brain. It basically puts you to a pre-alcoholic state. It's called pharmacological extinction, using an opiate blocker so that every time you repeat something that you are compulsive about, like gambling or drinking or whatever, it takes the neural pathways that have been reinforced and it basically fills them in with cement, pretty much. That's the way I look at it in my head. So your brain actually reverts back to your pre-addicted state. So they've done scans of the brain and everything. It goes back to the pre-alcoholic state or the pre-addict state.
So you don't have the craving.
You don't think about it.
You
don't
have 2 drinks and you stop.
Yeah,
instead of
you have a
binging
couple.
on
You have a couple of drinks and then you're satisfied instead of being the last man standing at the bar. So you're back to.
There's something very challenging about this.
No, it's very
challenging. What do you mean?
That I can have 2 drinks and actually want to stop at that point.
Yes.
I think we need to test drive this tonight at the Tiki Lounge.
Okay. You got to take a pill though an hour before. That's the only golden rule.
I've worked a lot in addiction.
It wouldn't be the
with
first
people,
time.
Very, very famous people, some of whom have exactly.
And
the
you're gonna.
compulsion.
Unfortunately,
and you're
I take
gonna
my
ask me why
pills
doesn't
with
anybody know
alcohol.
about it 'cause you can't make money.
No,
Yeah.
I was going to say what
Usually
rings
when my
true to
flask
me
is almost running
is that
out.
I'm classified as a normie. When I work with these people, they call me a normie because I can do what you just said. I can have a couple of drinks and go, I'm good, I'm fine. Well, and then there are people, some of them who are very good friends of mine, who I'm going, you can stop now, and they cannot stop. They will go all the way to until they are
Till you get sick.
obliterated.
Right, and a blotto, right.
So that's very interesting. I'm curious about this. You should come into the studio another time and we'll talk about this more.
Okay.
Well, this is
Yeah.
fascinating on other levels, not just alcoholism. I mean, it seems almost as if, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it almost preserves your ability to make choices, like your own. I mean, I was thinking in terms of, for example, diminished capacity and people getting date raped, for example. It's and then trying to get away with it with the idea. Well, I was drunk. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't. But it's almost like you're preserving your awareness.
Well, by not getting
blotto.
shit-faced. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's certainly. More importantly, it's just the amount of lives and the amount of devastation for the families and alcoholism is a massive problem in this country and other countries as well.
And then drunk driving. I mean, it would
drunk
cut
driving,
down on
all of this, and the health cost and the human cost and all of that. In Finland, it's used very, very successfully on hundreds and thousands of people. They had a worse drinking problem, of course, but he's been using it for years. In Europe, it's used. In America, when I talked to somebody in the rehab industry and I said, why don't you use the Sinclair method? And they said, what would we do for work?
Oh, exactly.
So basically, you cannot make money off of it. He didn't patent it. He was like Jonas Salk. He wanted everybody to have this. And there's no way to, the pills cost 10 cents. It's nothing. Anyway, enough about me.
Very interesting.
No, it is.
Well, when I thought of this, I thought of Babylon 5, actually.
Right.
And a good friend of mine was on that show, Jeff Conaway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
Jeff.
was,
So I kinda had a
Jeff's character
flashback.
and my character had a storyline.
Did they?
Jeff would have been a prime
He was
candidate,
in-
but
he
of
was in
course
love with
in
my
celebrity
character.
rehab,
I
they
can
don't
see why
want
that
you
would
to-
happen.
They want you to
But
be
we were good
black.
friends.
No, I miss him a lot. Actually, his last couple years were not the most pleasant,
No.
but
No, we saw
I
him.
remember
Yeah,
him.
so-
I remember him from
He was
10 years
great.
ago when he was fun.
What, so couldn't the alcohol industry itself start marketing this? Because it seems like
I'm sorry,
everyone
was my
gets.
Jeff Connolly
I'm sorry.
tribute not
Well, this
Well,
is
I
just
don't
it because you don't
is
have
it
to
my
be
mic
You
on?
don't
abstinent.
ever have to quit.
You don't
Hello?
have to be abstinent.
You don't lose customers.
I know you don't lose customers.
I
You
don't
just,
have a mic,
in fact,
so, you know.
it,
No,
it, it
well,
would be
this
a
is-
great. This is the
actually,
thing.
this mic
That's
is
why a lot of
hypersensitive, so
people
it's hearing
from
you pretty good.
faith-based
See this?
organizations don't they don't cotton to this because they believe that abstinence is the only way to go. But
Right.
But that's not
Moderation is
but
a
that's not a
horrible word.
cure.
Yeah.
That's a band-aid.
Yeah.
And you die a drunk. Bill W. died begging for whiskey, and he's
Yeah.
the one that brought AA to America. So
Sorry,
he
Ethan.
died begging.
Yeah.
For whiskey.
I'm sorry.
He
Sorry.
died a drunk. That's what I'm saying.
That's when recording two shows at one time,
But
Ethan,
don't
is,
they make more
is a
money
little
out
bit
of
of a
the
problem.
people that do binge
you know
drink
what?
and drink a lot than the
Just
fact that-
wave at me when you want me to contribute on some level.
We have industry.
All right.
All right.
I'm sorry to.
We're having
I
full
cut off
conversations
I,
now in an
exactly.
so.
interview.
I
That's
think so.
fascinating.
This
We've
is-
never. This is the first for
It
Combat
is.
Radio.
Well, and CHILLPAK Hollywood Hour. We're recording two shows at one time.
Yeah, you're actually on
That's
two
part of
radio
the,
shows.
The problem. That's why
It's very
I.
efficient.
You're doing two shows.
Yeah, you're on the
You know,
Combat
Dean-
Radio show, but it's
It's
also
a
going out on the
Super Friends
CHILLPAK
team up.
Hollywood. Yeah.
And it's why I ran roughshod over him, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And my feelings
There
are
will
really
be. There will
hurt.
be a spanking later on.
Yeah.
Oh, a spanking.
Get some pornography for you to watch.
Let's talk about your
have some
book here for a
pornography
second,
over
Pat.
there?
You got a,
Oh, my book is
and you've got a, apparently a little
She's
bird
got a
told
book
me,
out
but
too.
you can't talk about it in big detail. Apparently, you've got quite an interesting project developing and coming.
Oh
forward
yeah, so
maybe
for
that you're
everybody
gonna-
who's going down to Comic-Con, we're going to have a J. Michael Straczynski and myself. We have a big announcement that we're making concerning our new endeavor, let me say, and we'll be doing that on Saturday at 2:00 during Joe's Spotlight. So come.
what it is.
And we have a special. Joe likes to say something's going to happen. Something you will see you have never seen before. You're going to see something you have never seen before if you can make it to the panel. So I hope
Okay.
you do.
He's gonna take
Are you
his
both
kid
going
off.
to be in it? Because I think they should just. You two
No,
should double
it does
act. They should
not
just
include
hire
us.
a pair.
It is not. I know we should have our own show, but
tell
that's
me about
another
it.
story.
The sci-fi sex goddess icon show. That
Oh dear, I think we're even bigger than that.
I'm not
Bigger.
there
I
unless
think we're bigger
pornography is
than that.
involved. I think Claudia can already tell you that there has to be pornography to get you to
I'm
attend
all
anything.
for porn. I'm all for
I was
porn.
the first Jew in space.
You were the what?
First Jew in space.
Really?
Steady.
I thought Mel Brooks was.
Even
Yeah,
Ivanova
yeah,
is
you
not
know
a
that.
Jewish name. You know that.
I mean,
and yet I
is that
played
a
a Russian
serious,
Jew.
like, in what would, where,
no idea.
what,
Ivanova is like saying Smith in Russian, so it's not a Jewish name, but I played a Jewish character.
where was it?
But
What-
my name's Claudia Christian, so it's all screwed up.
Yeah, that is screwed up.
It's twisted, as you keep saying. It's twisted.
No, I think you embrace all. You embrace everyone.
Do you
That's
know
the
there's an
thing.
actual website that looks up people to see, because my stepfather's Jewish, and I think I must have dumped something once that said, oh yeah, my dad's Jewish. And so they actually, they research you to find out if you are lying or not or something, and then they have the conclusion saying, not a Jew. It was-
Really?
Yeah. The same thing with plastic surgery. They say, she's got real breasts. You can look up who has fake or real breasts. Look, see, that just got him all
Ethan
excited.
just left to go look up
I
that
want to
website.
really
Ethan
care.
just
I mean,
left
when
the
I-
building.
I'm trying to think. Is that really a factor in any of my decision making, real or
Because
not?
any boobs is good boobs, right?
I mean, let's be honest
Let's be
about
honest.
it. You know,
The-
but I mean,
I want the
look
website
I look
about
at
whether
plastic
they're-
surgery the same way I look at
ask,
religion.
ask.
It really doesn't matter to me. Whatever someone's
It's
comfortable with.
only a matter of time, though, before there's the website that tells you whether they're Jewish boobs or not.
Yeah, Jewish boobs.
Oh,
yeah.
that's already
That's
there.
coming.
I'm sure that's already out.
Circumcised or not,
What?
websites for everything. What did you just look at me like that for?
I can't.
Because he's the one really with the
you said a
pornography
little
addiction, and he's got
being
some bad
from
thoughts.
the UK. You just said a little shiver at people looking up online if you're circumcised or not. I think the
How
interview
much
is
do you
taking an
want to, how much do you want to bet?
twist.
If they, I bet they have a website dedicated
I think
to
you
that.
made that up. Come on,
I did
man.
not.
I
Have I
know.
ever made anything up, Pat?
You. Oh yes, butter.
Well,
was
apparently
melted
some
on your-
Jews think you're making up some Jewish stuff.
I didn't make up
Not
anything.
say
My
anything.
stepfather's Jewish.
They rejected you. Didn't they get back to you say not a Jew?
Yeah. I didn't claim to be a Jew.
Let me ask you
Oh,
about the actual this convention because do you do a lot of these conventions? You've done a lot of these things. in
No,
the
we're
past
doing it to
careers?
promote our books. That's what we're
Well,
doing
let's
now.
talk about your books then.
Yes.
Are your books at your booth?
Yes.
And is there a
hers
website?
Hers is coming
Mine's
out.
not. My bookmark
Hers
is at
is
my
coming
booth.
out. Yes. It's not out yet, but you can buy it. You can buy it in advance.
You
though,
can
can't
buy
you?
an order on Amazon. Yes, it's called Babylon Confidential, and it's coming out November 6th. But you can pre-order it now.
Is it a website?
Yes, I have a website, BabylonConfidential.com.
There you go. Let's make sure we get
it,
that out there. And we'll-
BabylonConfidential.com, and Pat Tallman's got one too.
And my site is b5pat.com, and it's a book. It's my memoirs of the days during Babylon 5. I was also running around doing Star Trek and like Jurassic Park and Army of Darkness, all these other shows I was doing as a stunt woman, and then going over to Babylon 5. And you
took
got
a
to
ton
keep
of
working.
pictures, too.
And I was so exhausted during those days. Yeah, I didn't really stop and enjoy those moments. My son was an infant. I was a single mom, so I didn't have the time to enjoy it. So, Joe Straczynski's scripts for Babylon 5 were all published by this.
Oh yeah, I was thrown out of his office once.
Oh, good for you! You're in good company.
I was just thrown out of the casting office once.
Oh.
I asked a question, which was, apparently you're not supposed to do that. I was told, don't ask any questions. And it was actually, we was talking about Walter, he said, no, if you've got any questions, just ask in the room. And I walked in the room, there was like 15 people, including Netta, and everybody was in the room. And I sat down, the casting lady said, are you ready? I said, yes, but first I'd like to ask a question.
Oh, no.
And literally every head in the room went, and I'd just done a film called Nil by Mouth, directed by Gary Oldman. And where I came from, I sit and audition with Gary Oldman in the room with Gary, right? He's reading with me. This was a whole new experience, having 15 people, a football team in the room. So now I'm committed to going out a question. Everybody, and I finally went, okay, well, who's the director? And then the director's going, not me. And I was like, well, who's the producer? Oh, it's the writer. Okay. So just a question about the background to this character. What would you like to tell me about this stuff, this verbiage that I've got here? Oh, it was like, thank you. You can go. Okay.
You didn't read?
I can't remember the red or not. It was virtually.
Did you have to say Tachyon emissions or Belosian freighters?
I can't remember what the hell it was. But anyway, let's get back to books.
Your book.
I'm a bit chuffed this morning because I wrote a book which was labelled 3 years ago called Wild with Tarot. The app for iMac and iPhone got released this morning. So I believe that this is sending out good messages to people. What we try to do on the show is keep everybody in the loop and keep pushing the stuff out there. That's what we do.
Oh, excellent.
And it's all positive. We do a lot of stuff for charity as well, particularly for kids, don't we? Ethan's falling asleep.
10% of my book goes to Penny Lane. It's a home for abused
I
children.
think I even have the
done
Wildwood
stuff
Tarot
for
app
Penny
on my
Lane
phone, Mark.
with them.
I've been volunteering there for 20 years.
Good for you. Thank
It's
you.
a book he wrote. She's asking about the Wildwood Tarot.
Oh, I wrote a book.
No. I just wanted somebody to say.
No, she doesn't want
the
you to get into it
actual
again,
word.
but she was asking about the Wildwood
I
Tarot.
thought the title was Wild About Tarot, like tarot
Wildwood.
cards.
I say that kind of stuff. Yeah, I
Tarot
do that quickly
cards.
because I don't
It
think
is
it's
tarot cards, though. That is the tarot that's in
It's a
it.
tarot deck.
Tarot.
I've written 2 books about the psychology and the history of the imagery of tarot cards.
Well, where's our reading?
Oh, books over there. We'll talk about it later on. I'll gift you that later on. Or you can buy the app from iTunes or iPhone. No, we're just
I don't
talking.
want a tarot app. I want my reading done.
Oh, okay. I can't.
You're
tell
all
you
about
future.
charity and
I
everything.
am.
We are actually.
You look
Well,
about as
I think what we
excited
should
as.
I know he's beaten down.
Yeah.
I don't know what
I
happened.
don't understand. What is with all this negativity towards me
Yeah,
today?
really.
Where do all you guys get off?
It started with me accusing you of being a pornett.
Well, I'm talking about negativity.
Oh.
Not
There's
honesty.
no negativity
Totally
here.
different.
There's no negativity. We're all about.
I don't understand
positivity.
these two today.
Well,
Thank you, girls, for coming on. What can I say, ladies? What can I say? Thank you very
Can I
much.
ask Pat one question?
Of course you can.
You're in part 2 of Atlas Shrugged, aren't you?
I am, briefly.
Yeah, briefly.
Blink
okay.
and you'll miss me.
Well, I want.
You're in the best part of part 2 of Atlas Shrugged,
Well,
right?
these
was up
movies
for that
intrigued
movie.
me because
I was
you
up
know
for
how
that.
they're made
I
and
know
how
you
they're
did.
distributed.
Oh, yeah, we did
it
talk
just
about this. Yeah, I
intrigued me.
remember.
So I was wondering, what
Well,
role
I
you
don't.
play?
I was just, I just auditioned and was cast. I know that they recast it from the first one. They got a whole different team in because they wanted it better than the first. So this is part 2, and then they're going to do part 3.
What are you playing again?
I am a secretary.
Who kicks ass, who has an alter ego as a Kung Fu Avenger, but they didn't show that in the movie.
Yeah,
but
they
that's
cut
the
all that
spin-off.
part out.
Yeah.
But there
Yeah.
are no small secretary parts.
Thank you.
Only
you go.
small actors.
Oh, no.
It's going very well.
I've done that.
I want
that
to go
story.
by and check out the book,
It's my
and
favorite
in Claudia's case, check out the bookmarker so I can buy the book later.
There you go.
Babylon Confidential. We have it here.
Thank you.
And see what all this is about, and I want to try that pill tonight.
I'll give you a couple for the road.
I plan to be at Trader Vic's well into it by 7.
Okay.
In fact, I almost drove there first.
So
on my
yeah,
way here.
so if one pill means that you can stop after 2 drinks, then you need 5 pills, right?
No, you just
For
take
the
one
10.
pill
I think
for
what the
24
math is on
hours.
that.
Oh, really? Wow. This is brilliant. Well, you're going to have to come onto the show, into the studio, and talk about this.
Yeah, for real. Let's do
We'll fix it, don't worry.
an episode at the station,
All right.
Awesome.
and
And we
Give me
can
a
talk the
card.
whole thing about it. We will.
no, you absolutely should. But for the CHILLPAK Hollywood Hour and for Combat Radio, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, you guys.
You're listening to Combat Radio with Ethan Dettenmaier. Right here on LA Talk Radio.